After a few epic days in Korea, my friend Jin had to join his bride in preparing for their wedding day, while Matt, Graham and I were left to our own devices. Something on the Korea bucket list was to visit a Jjimjilbang, or public bath. This isn't a spa like what you would expect in the Western world. The place is open 24 hours a day, and after enjoying the baths, massages, saunas, showers, restaurants and assortment of other activities, you can find yourself a quiet corner and sleep. Oh, and you have to get naked. We arrived at the spa after our day touring the DMZ, and the lady at the front desk immediately made it clear this wasn't going to be a camera-friendly place. That's okay. I was feeling sick anyway, so this was my chance to relax and take a breather before our trip continued. This place was massive, multiple stories high with not only baths and saunas, but a games room, restaurants, and a weird igloo thing that we only noticed on the way out. The building is segregated by gender for the nudie bits, but there are shared areas and large rooms to sleep in, both mixed and separated. Not with beds, but with mats on the floor and snoring men all around you.
They have these rooms upstairs above the bath areas, and it's just mats on the floor. It's very traditional Korean style sleeping arrangements, which as a Westerner was quite tough. I didn't get a lot of good quality sleep that night.
Our brilliant plan was to stay here instead of a hotel for the night. It was super cheap in comparison, and we'd get to experience something completely different.
It'll be an adventure!
We left our luggage with the front desk and headed into the building. You're not allowed to wear your own clothes here, so we had to change into what looks like pajamas before we could do anything.
Pajama party tonight!
After exploring the building, Graham decided to get a massage. Matt and I decided we would hit the baths. After all, that's the main thing to do in this place. So we threw off our clothes and armed with nothing but a tiny face towel, we marched into the baths whilst the Koreans stared at the strange white men making themselves at home.
You basically have to be naked.
This was a really liberating experience. You soon forget you're naked and you're sinking into the warm waters and letting your body relax, whilst talking nonsense with your friends. We're so stuck up about nudity sometimes, whereas other places in the world don't care at all. Maybe we've created so many weirdos because we've made nudity into this perverted thing when it really doesn't need to be. Graham soon joined us in the baths and we spent hours there chatting and soaking.
I am a gigantic fan of jacuzzis.
Then I made a crucial error. I decided I wanted to do something like Graham had done, a massage or some treatment to get the full experience. We saw this guy was doing body scrubs, so Graham and I decided we were going to jump in. Matt wisely stayed away. Now in my head, and perhaps Advil-induced confusion, I'm thinking a body scrub is some kind of massage that cleans the skin. Sounds good. Hey, maybe there's a chance I come out of this glowing like an angel and begin a new life as somebody good looking. We realize we have to do this naked, but what the heck? We're already naked. What difference does it make?
Probably the most awkward part of the whole spa was actually something I consider one of the most awkward experiences of my life, and that's getting a body scrub, which is basically where you lie down on the scrubbing table, completely naked, and they scrub every part of your body.
I climb on the table and before I know it, this guy gets to work scrubbing me down like a prisoner of war. He scrubbed every inch of me. Every inch. I grip my teeth as I remember I'm paying extra for this torture. For most of this ordeal, my face towel had been strategically placed over my junk, but now this guy throws this off and begins to scrub the most sacred of areas like he's cleaning a spare tire. Wincing in pain and feeling like a dirty rug that's been wrung clean, my mind spared a thought for this poor man who has to scrub other men's junk for a living. He wasn't paying my thoughts and prayers any mind as he wrapped up his vigorous scrubbing without a care in the world. After throwing a bucket of clean water over me to finish me off, I limped out of the baths to put my new pajamas back on. I then decided that I was getting properly sick and needed to sleep, so I headed off to find a mat to sleep on. The room was empty, but the heat mixed with the hard mat and my body fighting whatever horrible virus I'd gotten from co-workers before leaving was making it impossible to sleep. I upset one of the staff by trying to grab a stack of face towels to use as a pillow. I went downstairs to get some clothes out of my bag to use as cushioning, but still couldn't get to sleep. Eventually, around 1 AM, I gave up the fight and found Graham on a massage chair.
The massage chair was probably my favorite part of the whole trip. It was so beautiful. It had about 100 little rolling balls in, and you lie on the chair and it goes.
His plan was to just stay up all night because he didn't think he could sleep either. Together, we agreed bailing and finding a hotel might be a better plan. We tried to wake Matt up, but
at the point where Graham tried to wake me up, I didn't really know quite what was happening, so I just ended up falling back asleep.
So with some strange looks from the hotel staff behind us, we crashed in some comfortable beds for a few hours of much needed sleep. I think being sick made the small discomforts unbearable, and had I been 100%, I would have stuck it out for the night and maybe enjoyed it a bit more. One thing's for sure, it was certainly an experience I won't soon forget. If you liked this story, give it a thumbs up, hit subscribe, and ring that bell. I dare you to share some awkward naked stories in the comments below. See you next week.